You're in the middle of the best head of your fucking life and somehow your brain has wandered off to wonder if you turned off the fucking hose outside. Wanting sex and being able to access your attention during sex are not the same things, my friends. You can want it, initiate it, you can be so fucking attracted to your partner that you are soaked. And yet, your ADHD ass can still completely check the fuck out. And that's because attention regulation doesn't give a flying fuck about what's important to you or your partner in that moment. It responds to stimulation. And the research backs this shit up to a T because we got ADHDers who are reporting significantly higher rates of sexual distress when compared to non-ADHD populations, which makes sense when you look at the other research out there that also shows that being able to stay focused directly is predicting how aroused you can get, and that a wandering mind is one of the core reasons people are struggling sexually. And some sprinkle on top of that research shit is that research is also showing that when your brain has trouble shifting the gears and gets stuck monitoring everything else that's going on that you're doing wrong maybe, that tanks your sexual functioning as well. And most people are just showing up and never recognizing how much sex actually demands from your brain, from your executive functioning part of the brain. I mean, just think about it, because you got the attention shifting, the working memory, the sensory processing that's needed, emotional regulation, holding that attention long enough for arousal to fucking build. For some people, that becomes a piece of cake, but for others, not so much. And guess what? That's okay. What isn't okay though is not having the language for the why, because then you end up getting caught in these scripts and these assumptions that just suck your soul dry, and not the type of sucking that brings anyone pleasure. Now, for those that sex is a piece of cake, that's usually because the interaction itself is creating enough stimulation to keep your brain locked the fuck in. But when that stimulation ends up dropping below what your brain then needs to stay engaged, your attention drops. Just like my tits after I take my bra off. Thank you, breastfeeding and getting older. And I know people don't love nuance, but I'm not here to coddle anyone with that grifter coaching bullshit of just think more positively and you'll get what you need and you want. Because positivity doesn't give you the language to manage or solve the fucking problem. Being positive that your toilet will unclog doesn't fucking unclog the toilet. The reality is that threshold is going to be different for every person. And for us ADHDers, it can and it does also shift from hormones, stress, medication, where you are in your cycle. That threshold is not a fixed static. Stimulation doesn't give a flying fuck that you love this person. It doesn't care that you're doing everything right. If the stimulation drops, so does your attention. And what breaks my heart is for those of you who don't have language for this, the shame spiral starts. Because every piece of mainstream relationship advice treats distraction during sex like proof that there is some level of emotional disconnection. Like you checked out because something is wrong with you or the relationship, and uses of words like bored, right? And then people take it personally, which makes total sense because who the fuck wants to be told that having sex with them is boring? Boring and stimulation are not the same thing, and calling them the same thing doesn't make them the same thing. Stimulation is its own breed and it is on its own level of spectrum. And I honestly am so sick of coaches and clinicians defaulting to novelty as the answer. Because what you are actually saying without realizing it is that what they already have isn't enough, which lands as, you're boring. And that is not the same thing as the person's brain is needing just more stimulation to stay engaged. And listen, novelty is definitely one way the brain can get the stimulation need, but it's not the only way.